Not a lot of carbon here. Okay. Man, it's actually just really bad carbon this game, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay. I think we can make some of this work all right. I've got a good mind for where I would like to put down headquarters, so I'm just going to do that.
Permits approved and cleared, sir. With Alpha 3 team reporting
there we go.
Oh. We will have the first factories up and running in no time.
Okay, I'll go after that aluminum away from everybody else, and then I don't have to worry about it. We'll just take the one. I shouldn't need more than that. Unfortunately, I'm being super slow again. I've got to get into this steel buy quickly. Oh man, okay, we're okay, we're okay. Oh, I forgot to actually shoot. There we go. And we just need to tank iron very, very fast to get into this steel that we're going to need. I'm actually just going to completely buy into it unless I see some steel production. Okay, there is steel production. Never mind. There we go. I'm still just going to go for a pretty standard expansive play, I think, but hopefully this will be all right. We'll just see how it goes. I'm a little nervous about the fact I don't have much aluminum. Hopefully it'll be all right. We're just going to have to wait for a couple shipments, then we'll be able to upgrade, get into steel. Hopefully take this water. This water is really important. There's some okay silicon spread about, so I'm not as concerned about that, but there it is.
New expansion, we have
water.
Potential production rates by a lot.
Yeah, I think it's just that one water that I really super care about.
The black market is online.
Okay. There are adrenaline boosts available on the black market, but it's not something I can really look at right now. Everybody's pretty even at this point, it looks like. Which isn't great for me. I just did a poor job handling the initial buy, I think. Excuse me. And obviously I have way too much iron coming in for the number of claims I've got for it right now. I'm going to take the obvious first step of selling down steel. Getting into that glass. Oh, absolutely got to put this down. Come on. Can't just take the claim. You got to build the building too. That's actually a big deal. I probably lost like a full shipment off of that or so. Which is not good because other people are shipping water and I want to get into it first. If at all possible. Okay, do I want a black market item? I think so, actually. I think I'm going to grab a goon squad. I think I can get away with that. That is what you get for founding there, Herbert. Yes, that is true. It is entirely Herbert's fault for founding in the location he did, but yes, it does kind of suck. Oh man, Clark is already in food. I wonder if I could push to extra water. That's actually fantastic for me. Like, the fact that he's already making food is totally fine for me. It's interesting that he managed to do that. It's because he doesn't have a lot of iron coming in. He was relying on me selling down. He has a fair amount, but not a huge amount. I can actually push this right now.
Our domination grows.
If I can grab 2 of these, that would be great. Absolutely can, without a problem. Go ahead and grab some silicon. Once again, not great, but it's acceptable. Silicon, I think. And then with this last claim, I'm really tempted just to take extra power, guys, to be honest. It's probably stupid, though. I don't really need even more power than I've already got for the time being. I can just throw down a glass furnace pretty easily. I'd love to build out this direction, but I'm going to have to put something over here. So I'll just drop the 1 glass furnace. Get more power up. Get another goon purchased. Now I know I have both goons, but other people don't necessarily know that. Absolutely, we'll take that for 5,000, no question. That's fantastic. It's not super amazing, it's not like I'm scientific and that's happening, but it's still good for me, without question. That is just slightly less debt for most of the game. And potentially a lot less debt in the right circumstance. I wish I'd known that was going to happen. I definitely would have taken this extra water tile here. Because as you can see, this one water tile is making me almost $100 a second. It's fantastic. Definitely, definitely worthwhile. Okay. I am making glass, but not a lot. I'm going to need to push into more to actually rely on it to upgrade. It is worth noting, steel isn't quite flooding in the way that I'm accustomed to here. So selling out was probably a mistake because it made it easier for other people to push to an upgrade. It is coming in, just not quickly. Man, water is too good. Okay, he did push to 2 water now. That's important. He absolutely had to do that. His farms need to turn back on. That's ridiculous. Where was that boost that got purchased? I probably missed it completely. So maybe I don't need to push to 2 water next time. I can pretty easily push into a bunch of extra glass without too much trouble. Go ahead and make those claims now. 3 claims left. Do I take extra water and silicon and maybe hit a hacker array? Is that acceptable? I think I could do that. Grab that, that, and that. Okay. I think I can get away with this. It's a little dangerous, honestly. I'm actually going to grab a goon for it as well. Okay, that was a power surge on steel for some reason. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Oh, I got to get these down. Absolutely. I couldn't afford them at the time. Oh man, and a boost over there. Unfortunately, I can't hit that, but thankfully it means I'm not likely to be attacked. Steel is just bad at this point. I should probably just go ahead and make the move on out of it. That's dangerous, but it feels like it might be the right call. Oh, come on. I had it. I can always get back into steel if I absolutely have to. And I'm building up a giant supply of iron to go along with that, so maybe it'll work out okay. Okay, that was defended, but 2 of them got frozen at least. Solar flare was unfortunate for me, for sure. I'm going to stop selling power.
The black market is online.
Okay. I don't know why I sold aluminum there. That was probably a terrible decision. Oh, great. And there's a glass surplus. That is not what I was looking for at all. Okay. A lot of people in some amount of fuel at least, but I can still try and abuse it. Nope, not that. That. Other people getting hit by that stuff, then I don't have to worry about it so much, and hopefully I'll be okay. The glass surplus is extremely painful. Cannot sustain that surplus at all. Like, that's actually super, super bad for me. I don't know why I'm selling this stuff down and hacking at the same time, but I feel like I don't have the time to get the hack out. I needed to push for this upgrade so I could get my steel back down. I needed to get steel back down. Absolutely needed to do it. No question. Like, no argument. It had to happen. Start auto-selling power again. It's on the way up a little bit. Ah, we'll keep it down for a little bit, but I can take a little more water. Somebody picked up teleportation, which was just fantastic for them. Yeah, Offworlds are not looking great this game, so I'm tempted just to dump down maybe an engineering lab and a patent lab. See if I can make that work okay. Yeah, this didn't work out for me at all. Not really. I just wasn't paying enough attention to it, realistically. I can maybe short aluminum. It's a little bit weird, but it might work okay.
Expansive colony expanded.
Lab down there. And maybe another one there. There are power surges this game. And things are already real expensive. There's just no good spot. I could have put it here. That probably would have been best. How are these doing? Not losing absolutely atrocious amounts of money, so maybe we're okay. The problem is prices are staying fairly stable this game, which really pushes you toward the Offworld. I just wish that the Offworld weren't quite so bad. Like food, like water is actually better than all the water resources. How ridiculous is that? Okay, that's carbon scrubbing gone. I can grab maybe a little steel production to help out. I should actually just grab chem production. Forget everything else I'm talking about.
Our hackers have compromised.
Make sure we're auto-selling power. Unfortunately, I can't just sustain that. I'll need to upgrade power at some point because I didn't commit another claim to power. But we'll see how it goes. Surplus electronics, sure. I need to be using this guy. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up nanotech, I think, if I can. It does suck trying to fight over a patent lab, but what can you do? We're making money, just not enough of it to really get much done. On the other hand, it doesn't feel like anybody else is making a whole lot either.
Price manipulation.
Maybe it'll be alright. I'm really worried about the power situation right now, though. I'm just going to get out of this steel and on into solar panels for the moment. And hopefully I'll never have to do that ever again. Offworld market is kind of important. I would love to be able to actually push into one while they're this cheap. Make sure I do that quickly before I just completely tank glass. Glass is really not doing so hot. This guy's frozen in his aluminum. That's fortunate. Man, such a weird game. Let's go ahead and get out of glass and into those chems we've upgraded. We did get nanotech. Now we're headed for thinking machines, which is great. Okay, that is still hologrammed, so that's kind of a big deal. Grab that. I'm just going to grab this too. Shoot. Now they won't know when I make the transition, hopefully. Aluminum! What are you doing to me? Look at this aluminum price. Look how high that got. That's insane. I wonder if this guy's sustaining that or what. Like, because aluminum should be dropping like a rock if you were actually selling out of it, right?
4,000.
Let's not do this. No, let's do this for now so I can scrap out of my solar panels without fear. That's why I'm doing this, is so I can scrap solar panels easily. Oh, okay. Good. I forgot what I got there, guys, I'll be honest. Well, he's not in Offworld, so I don't really need to care about Clark all that much from what I can tell. It's Bradbury that I probably need to worry about. He's got 3 engineering labs running, for example. Unless some of those are hologrammed, which is definitely an option. Slant drilling, I don't care. Superconductor, I don't really care. Financial instruments could be okay. Maybe worth the time. Probably not. Cold fusion. Not really interested either. Not in any of that. I'm just going to get out of this guy and on into... Shoot, I'll just go for the double off-world play. I'll just be stupid this game. Why not? There. Okay. We're still okay. We're not great, but we're okay. I'm tempted by the dry ice condensers, which is kind of why I set up where I did, so I could make the dry ice condensers. Unfortunately, I can't do it there. I'll just need to watch for this transition. We'll just do it, whatever. Make sure I've got 2 chain sending. Let's just get stock bought. Okay. Oh, carbon scrubbing. I think carbon scrubbing was already gone, right? Yeah, it was gone already. Clark took it early. That's fine. Gotta watch out for steel. How are you guys doing? You guys can't be... Well, you're researched, so you're okay. Just not good. Fine, we'll upgrade fuel. Sure. Whoa, Bradbury is sitting on way too much cash right now. We'll poke the bear. Sure, why not? Make sure he has to worry about that. And deals with that problem instead of doing anything fancy with all the money he's got, hopefully.
Offworld shipment.
The black market is online.
Okay. If I transition into anything, I'm going to have to hit steel first. Oh, he actually just bought me out and is now paying down debt. Alright then. Which means these are going to, excuse me, turn into steel. Don't really care. Nobody really cares. Probably should have taken it for that cheap, since that is, you know, obviously cheap, but whatever. Okay. I wish I had access to spies. I hate not having spies when this kind of stuff is going on. On the bright side, I have an awful lot of money.
Look at all the money. Shipment launched. Look at all the money.
Clark, I don't know what Clark's deal is, but he's not upgrading, and he's got some pretty okay patents that I would not mind, like carbon scrubbing, so I'm gonna make sure I'm in on that if I can. I do have the 2 Offworlds down, even though Offworlds are bad this game, you know, kind of. They're good resource, like water is abnormally high, right? And so it's very strange that it's water that's abnormally high, because water is also usually very low on world. And so those two things combined kind of turn the Offworld from complete garbage to maybe a little usable. Maybe. Kind of. Ish. You know? I am not using these enough.
Expansive colony expanded.
And that's not how I should be using them. I should be upgrading here. There we go. Now all 3 are getting used. I need to upgrade food production a little bit as well, it looks like, if I'm going to move into some of that, which I hope to at some point. Now I can sell down some chems.
Look at all the money.
Steel is too ridiculous to make an actual transition right now. I think I'm mostly just sitting here from now on. I could grab a core sample, I don't really care. I've got the resources that I want. I have enough power off my geotherms. Those are all working okay. I need to potentially just be shutting down people for the rest of this game. Man, I really would love to make a transition right now. But these guys are keeping steel so ridiculous, it's making it hard to actually move back into chems. Because the sheer... Yeah, and now chems just dropped like a rock, so I think it's better just to stay put for the time being. Alright, if I'm trying to make money in steel, I should be shutting down people who are making steel. That's 2 of them. If I can keep Bradbury from doing something like paying down debt, he would be very... No, he just paid down so much debt, it's not even funny. Never mind. 341 is what I require. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. Power surge does come on through. Make sure these are still operational. Let's do all that. Maybe that as well, probably. Probably okay. Get out of these. Into these guys. Since I've already upgraded food. Otherwise I might hit glass or something. Another option is just carbon. Carbon nonsense. But oxygen's not that good, so I'm just kind of ignoring it. Maybe I'll be able to sit here okay. I hope I'm okay. I can push to Clark before too long with any luck. These are just blank. I don't have any clue what he's doing with all these.
Look at all the money.
black market is online.
Sell down, 299. I need 427 to actually finish off a kill. I should not have sold down iron quite like that. That was a little bit silly. I just tanked so many prices all of a sudden for really no good reason whatsoever. Food is still going. Steel is still so strong. And I have nanotech. What am I talking about? I got nanotech this game, and I completely forgot. So I could have been making transitions, and I just haven't been, because I'm a moron. Great. Fantastic. I love it when that happens. I'm picking up a magnetic storm because I feel the need to use the black market, but I don't feel the need to use the magnetic storm, if that makes sense. 434, 433. I don't really care which one. I guess Herbert's better to knock out. He's had those labs running longer. I'm kind of operating under the assumption that this is an Offworld. I don't know if that's true, but it is what I'm thinking right now. Fine, I'll just finish upgrading steel. Shoot. Guys are gonna make that crazy. Alright, let's take Herbert down. That does give us no Offworlds, as expected.
Offworld shipment launched.
But it does give us some extra labs to use. And maybe some extra spaces we could use as Offworlds type of thing. That is so much food production, Cubit. What are you doing over here? Crazy man. Alright. Yeah, these look super core sampled to me.
The black market is
And Offworld is so expensive right now, that is not a good call. But maybe I can just make a patent office for the time being. Turn those back on. These should still be fine. These are all okay. Maybe I can just win on Offworlds despite them being kind of weak this game. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. These might be Offworlds as part of what they are. I'm not sure, guys. This is such a weird game. I don't know what to say about it or do about it, really.
Look at all the money.
I picked up Thinking Machines, so I think it'd be better to scrap this one, even though it's kind of a weird situation. Because I'm not going to Goon Squad this guy. That was probably too late. People probably spotted it. Iron's ridiculous. Tell you what, I can abuse the fact that I have too many labs. I have so many labs right now. To just transition into iron, I can get out of a lot of this food because I have way too much of that. I'm losing track of what I'm doing everywhere. Magnetic storms, please. And thank you. Should not be making steel right now, even with the upgrades. Iron's just too valuable. Patent lab. I wanted... I know I didn't kill off Clark. I don't know what I'm talking about. What did I want from this then? It's already down. I should use it because I went ahead and constructed it. I could take slant drilling, I guess. It's okay. Cold fusion. Might be alright. I don't really want cold fusion, though. Maybe just virtual reality. If I've got tiles sitting around, I have no idea what to do with. Thank you. Give me something to do with that mutiny I've been sitting on for ages. Finally. I'm going to build another Offworld. Shoot. I don't care anymore. I'm just going for it. Where is that one? On my patent office. Get out of here, please. Okay, what am I looking at here? What am I looking at here? I've already got fuel all the way upgraded, which is great for me. All this other stuff seems mostly okay. We've got iron flooding in. This guy is burning cash on his upgraded steel. That's good electronics. I mean, it's decent all around, but I think I'm still better for the most part. Okay, 462. Do I push to another Offworld at this point? Is that acceptable? Can I get away with it? Holograms are kind of expensive, so it's just going to get super targeted. But maybe that's okay. It wastes their money. I've got more money coming in than they do.
Look at all the money.
I don't have any spare claims or anything ridiculous like that. I can get rid of this guy. I've got plenty of water coming in. Maybe it's alright. Turn those back on. They're definitely making more than enough money now. After I put that Offworld down in particular. Oh man, look at this. What is this over here? Really? Fine. Finally, they moved into Offworlds over there. I'd love to kill off Bradbury, since I know he has Offworlds down. My patent office again. Whatever, guys. I'm not using these extra Offworlds at all yet, am I? I never started the launches. Never. I'm playing so badly today. Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh, okay. I need oxygen production if I can pull it off. Steel is fine. I kind of just want to flood all markets at this point, don't I? I'm the one in more Offworlds. I have extra Offworlds. I can buy Clark. Bradbury, I know, has Offworlds, though. I'd rather push to him. I think. I think I'd rather push to him. Get out of steel for the time being on into Chem Labs. I know he has multiple Offworlds. So I would like to just finish that up, if at all possible. My launches are on the way. 683. He's paying down debt, which is also a great thing about going ahead and pushing like that. It forces them to pay down debt, even if you then turn around and make a purchase. You can often burn so much money that it's just fine. Come on. He's really intent on staying in this game, let me tell you. He really wants to. Which is understandable. I want to stay in this game too. Getting my stuff blown up. But he's running out of room to maneuver. Like, he's done. He's out. He's finished with it. There it is.
Look at all the money.
Keep those launches flowing. Still pulling in a lot of water. Don't know if it's enough water. I guess we can just commit the last of our upgrades to that. Chems. Electrolysis everywhere. I'm on 5 labs again. Let's try and use all of them. There we go. Now we wait. 440. Amusingly enough, he already has 440.
Look at all the money.
But that should do it. Whew.
Offworld shipment launched. Look at all the money.
Yeah, I probably should have turned some launches into food. That's a good point. Water is just such a weird thing to have as the primary launch because it tanks so fast. You can pull in so much of it. It's ridiculous.
Look at all the money.
478. He's paid down debt, trying to stay in the game as long as he can, which is fine. It's not a big deal.
Look at all the money.
But it's still over. Ugh. Okay. Okay. I don't think I can type without things going wrong right now that I'm already on this screen. I apparently bought more Kims than I sold that game. That's a little weird. But it was all about the Offworld. It was such a weird game. Because Offworlds looked so bad and were so bad, but I guess it's just that resources were so plentiful, right? Like, let's just take a look at the map for a moment, and I'll try and interpret what was going on. I'm going to check. 5 launches for Sparrow, so he did have one, at least. 1 for year-end, none for Qubit, we knew he didn't have, and 31 for me, right? 31 Offworld launches. It's stupid. So, even though there were no scientists that game, I guess it's worth pointing out that there were also no robots. And only 1 scavenger. So Expansive... How Expansive is going to affect prices, in my opinion, really depends on the map. But let's take a look at this map with that in mind for a moment. So, this is a quick little... I'm kind of learning and trying to explain at the same time. So this... You look at just Offworld prices... My stream is borked. How is my stream? Oh, okay. XSplit's doing something dumb. Fine. Way to go, XSplit. Stop being ridiculous. I apparently hit something that made XSplit think that was an acceptable thing to do. Alright. Now let's take a look at this map. Thankfully I haven't actually started explaining anything yet. First of all, there's Expansive players. So they can take a lot of benefit out of extremely high value resources laying around on the ground, right? Expansives are by far, in my opinion, the best at taking advantage, and everybody, this should be everybody's opinion, right? It's just fairly obvious. They're the best at taking advantage of these clumps of very high resource tiles, like 3s and 2s all bunched together are absolutely great for Expansives. They have the extra claims to be able to abuse that. And they can do it early. And often, quite frankly. Like, just constantly take new claims. In addition to that, you've got core samples that Qubit was kind of using down here, which might have helped keep resources low, I'm not sure. So, it's not so much about the Offworld prices making Offworlds good this game. It was more about this basic idea that everything was just always super cheap on World. And that was just because it was such a resource-rich map. So I guess that's something we just got to keep in mind in the future. This idea that even if prices aren't that great, which they weren't, 364 is your highest price. Off-world prices can be double that. Almost. I think pretty close to double that. That's garbage. But there was just no other money to be made on this map, guys. There was no money to be made on this map. Anywhere. So we just gotta keep that in mind in the future. Because I was waffling about the Offworlds for a while, and then finally I just committed to it. And you can see I was the only one willing to make that commitment as early as I did. Willing and or able. But honestly, like, steel prices, they were only so high because of the bouncing around up here between resources, and the like a little bit of that going on down here as well. So there was no reason that steel couldn't have been just committed to an earlier off-world market. This wasn't an Offworld like I was afraid of it being the entire time. It was actually a Pleasure Dome. Interesting. I should have made a Pleasure Dome that game. I never actually did. I even got virtual reality and I never made the Pleasure Dome. It's just difficult keeping up. Sorry. It was such a weird game, guys, that I wanted to take a look at it because it was an Offworld victory without Offworlds being good, right? There was stuff going on World too, but we can look on World. I made 1.1 million. Not bad, certainly, but there wasn't even any obvious resource to be making. It was just like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere, right? Like electronics was the big thing. Nobody was in electronics for a long time, so I made a lot on that. Red Sparrow did a good job selling me chemicals. Qubit had trouble with carbon, clearly. I don't know, maybe people tried to get a little too fancy, but I just wanted to compare even on-world profits. So Qubit was basically just out of it completely, right? Qubit didn't have anything going on. He was just selling a ridiculous amount of power. That was all of his profit that game. Tried to corner carbon, that didn't work out for him. Uran, though, he made almost 1 million on world. Red Sparrow made not a bad amount on world, so I didn't really make much more on world than Uran did. And that, I think, was entirely because of tech and just being in the right tech at the right moment. I had 27, he was on 22. That's really close. But as you can see, he went like 4 fuel, 4 steel, 4 electronics. I think he eventually got to all these techs. I just had him first. I'm ashamed of this game. I only remembered about Pleasure Dome at the end. It was actually a hacker array. Okay. Yeah, alright, that makes sense. I don't know, let's test the theory. Was that Pleasure Dome as good as an Offworld? It only made... If that Pleasure Dome was making 550 a second, which it would have been for me, or let's just say 500, assuming a fluctuating low power price, right? Like 500 a second. Then in 1 minute, which Offworlds are weaker now, they take a full minute to launch instead of 45 seconds. In case you guys didn't notice that, that did get changed. So an Offworld would have made what? About 300 or 30,000 a launch? I think that they would have been pretty close, right? An Offworld and a Pleasure Dome, if virtual reality came into play. That would have been pretty close. Except, of course, that the Pleasure Dome has to pay down debt. I don't think a Pleasure Dome was as good as an Offworld that game, actually. I can't agree with that statement. All right. I know I'm talking a lot. We can get into another game in a moment here. Let's be honest. I've been trying to delay it.